Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a DWB feature here on this wonderful Monday afternoon in Woodstown, the backwoods of Gloucester County in woody country between the Overbrook Rams and the Woodstown Wolverines. I'm Dan Wilkins, your play-by-play commentator for today's game, my producer Matt Wagner, and our graphics crew Gavin Van Rel and Caleb Lane. It's a good one today as Overbrook coming into this game 3-3, our 1-4 versus the Wolverines in their last 5 matchups dating back to 2021, but it should still be a competitive game today. Woodstown, remember, the reigning Group 1 champions at the expense of my Audubon Green Wave. Oh, how my heart hurts. But Woodstown is 5-1 this year, off to a very good start. They won 12-9 in the first DWB feature of the season in Pittman at Alcyon Park, but they dropped the next game 11-zip to the Pennsville Eagles, so things are looking a bit different for the Wolverines this time around. We'll take a look at the starting lineup, starting with the Overbrook Rams, as coached by Greg Himes. We have Caden Lawless, the pitcher, batting leadoff. Dylan McGarvey, the center fielder, batting second. E.J. Berger, the second baseman, batting third. Eddie Bupp, the catcher, batting fourth. Brahim Fowler, the right fielder, batting fifth. Ryan Ford, the first baseman, batting sixth. Lou Hanna, the third baseman, batting seventh. C.J. Fidanza, the DH, batting eighth. And Mike Schmidt, no relation. It's spelled S-C-H-M-I-T-T. He is the shortstop, batting ninth. For the... Oh, hello.
Can we squeeze through here?
Yes, you can. We're
We didn't take up too much room.
just try to move the table a little bit.
Here, I get by her.
Yeah, narrow corridors here in Woodstown. But as you see, very friendly town with very friendly folks. But speaking of Woodstown, let's take a look at their starting lineup as coached by Mark DeCastro. Starting off at the catching position is Ty Koblenz at the leadoff spot, and batting second in left field is Jack Knorr. The pitcher is Brent Williams, and he's batting third. Andrew Pedrick is the shortstop, batting cleanup. Rocco String, who hit a 3-run home run in Woodstown's win over Clayton, he is batting fifth and playing first base. Rich Berger's in center field, he bats sixth. Mark Batt is in right field, he bats seventh. Jack Holliday is the second baseman, batting eighth, and Dante Holmes is the third baseman, batting ninth. So it's going to be a good one today here between Overbrook's Caden Lawless and Woodstown's Brent Williams. So folks, we got Tri-County Diamond Division baseball action here on this Monday afternoon. It's a windy one, it's a chilly one, but it's still great baseball nonetheless. We'll be right back after this with the first pitch and more. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here from Lee Ware Field in the backwoods of Gloucester County. Welcome to coverage of Tri-County Conference Baseball in the Diamond Division, here between the Overbrook Rams and the Woodstown Wolverines. Again, I'm your play-by-play broadcaster, Dan Wilkins. We got ourselves a good one here from Lee Ware, right behind the right field fence with the scoreboard behind us, all lit up at its incandescent light bulb glory. And we have ourselves a ball game here between Overbrook's Greg Himes and Mark DeCastro's Woodstown Wolverines. And I gotta say, for a team that won the state title last year, it seems like Woodstown may have a chance to do it again, depending on if everything plays right in their hands. But umpires and coaches and captains meeting at home plate. They're going to go over the ground rules. And, well, this is a pretty hitter-friendly park, if I say so myself. It's only 327 feet to center field. I mean, I really can't say I've seen a ballpark that short in a long time. It's a little bit deeper to right center, but it's only 300 feet down the right field line and 307 feet down the left field line. So, in a hitters-friendly park, remember, you really only play with the resources that are given to you, with a football field right behind the baseball field and also the track out behind the center field fence. It definitely makes for a complicated situation. I mean, we are jam-packed here in the booth. I mean, the folding table takes up almost all of the space. I mean, probably about 4 feet wide is the gap that we have, as you see down the line there. That is where we are wedged between here in right field. Scoreboard is behind us, football field's behind us, but baseball is right in front of us. Again, starting lineups here for the ball game, as coached by Overbrook's Greg Himes and Mark DeCastro for the Woodstown Wolverines. It'll be Caden Lawless on the mound, batting leadoff for the Rams. We have Dylan McGarvey, the center fielder, batting second for Overbrook. E.J. Berger is the second baseman, batting third. Eddie Bupp is the cleanup man at the catching spot, batting fifth. And in right field is Brahim Fowler, batting sixth. And at first base is Ryan Ford. And the seventh spot, batting in the third base spot, is going to be Lou Hanna. C.J. Fidanza is going to be the DH, batting eighth, and Mike Schmidt, again, no relation to the Hall of Famer, he bats ninth. Woodstown's taking the field now. We're going to have ourselves another Brent Williams start. He pitched versus Pittman in the DWB feature on April 10th, and just a week later, we're back in Woodstown, except the Wolverines are the home team, except for the visiting team, back when they were playing in Pittman. So we have ourselves a good one. Brent Williams, the starter for the Wolverines this afternoon, had a good campaign in 2022 and is looking to replicate that same success in 2023. For Williams this year, the 5'8" junior right-hander, he's got himself a 5.25 ERA and 8 innings pitched. That is going to be 11 runs allowed, 6 of them earned, 12 strikeouts and 3 hit batters. This will be his third appearance of the year. Pitched 4 2/3 versus Shalick on April 3rd on opening day, and then 3 1/3 versus Pittman on April 10th. Last year he had a 3-flat ERA in 30 1/3 inning and had 34 strikeouts, and also is pretty good as a hitter as well. 391 average this year, 9 for 23, with 1 homer, 2 walks, 4 stolen bases, and 7 base hits. So, catcher Koblenz is throwing it down, and we're going to have ourselves a Tri-County Conference ball game right here. Again, I'm your play-by-play commentator, Dan Wilkins. Welcome to the broadcast this afternoon. Woodstown's infield meeting with Williams, and the defensive lineup for Woodstown will be Brent Williams on the mound, Ty Koblenz behind home plate. At first base is Rocco String. At second base is Jack Holliday. The shortstop is Andrew Pedrick. The third baseman is Dante Holmes, and from left field to right field is going to be Jack Noor, Rich Berger, and Mark Banff. Here we go. Williams checks out. Make sure everybody on his team is ready to face the Overbrook Rams, the reigning Group 1 champions, at home here on a windy Monday afternoon. Williams rubs around a little bit of dirt on the mound, and getting set is going to be Caden Lawless. Here we go. Williams kicks slowly and deals. The first pitch is a strike. We are underway. 0-1 count to Caden Lawless. Swing and a miss. 0-2. It'll be Lawless, McCarty, and Jay Berger. Just the wind. The wind continues to blow. That one is upstairs. 1-2. Take off the There should be something for that. There should be something that says post-game show on my layer. Take that off. Down on strikes is Lawless. One away.
Why was that even up there?
I don't know why it was up there. Probably from the last game.
Any sponsorship things like that?
No, we're good. Lawless down on strikes looking, and that's going to be Dylan McGarvey at the dish. There's a strike. 0-1. There's another one. Williams wheeling and dealing so far in the early stages of this ball game. On the outside corner, but outside. 1-2. Pitch. Swinging a foul back to the chain link fence. Overbrook wearing their powder blues today. Woodstown in their usual home white pants with the blue uniforms and the orange sleeves. I've always been a fan of Woodstown's uniforms. I think they're pretty elegant in their design, and I really like the number font that they use on the back. As here's a ground ball out to short, picked up by Andrew Pedrick, and the throw to first is in time. 2 down. It's going to be E.J. Berger next. Outside, 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1. If this inning were to continue after E.J. Berger, Eddie Bump would be next up for Overbrook. 1-1. Swinging a line drive to left. And that one is going to be down, and it's going to go to the wall. Going into second base is E.J. Berger. He's got a 2-out double. So Berger gets aboard. This is going to bring up Eddie Bump. I really think it's going to be difficult for anyone to hit a homer today, considering that, I mean, well, you just got these brutal winds blowing in. It's a stiff wind from right field. I really haven't seen winds this bad in a long time. That one's in the dirt, going to third. Will be Berger. He's in there. Runner on third for Overbrook. And the 1-0 pitch is going to be away. Or rather a strike. 1-1, excuse me. It's really interesting being right behind, or right in front of the scoreboard, because from a distance it just looks like an amalgamation of lights that actually make the numbers. But when you actually look at it, it's a whole bunch of light bulbs all gathered in a circle and a rectangle area. It's actually really interesting to look at from a technological standpoint, because it is older. This whole facility is an older place. That doesn't mean it doesn't have its Giddy Bup. 2-2. Outside. Count runs full to Bup. Next up will be Brahim Fowler. Williams trying to get out of a jam. The 3-2 is outside. And Bup will walk. The runners on the corners, first and third for Overbrook. And this is going to bring up Fowler. Runner's going, and he's going to get there without a contest. So runners are at second and third for Overbrook. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Overbrook threatening with 2 on and 2 out. Stepping off is Williams. First 3 in the bottom of the first for the Wolverines will be Ty Koblenz, Jack Knorr, and Brett Williams. That one's away. Yeah, it should be 3-0, and Overbrook's going to be threatening to load the bases. Woodstown is going to intentionally walk Brahim Fowler, and so they will force the bases loaded with 2 outs for Ryan Ford. And the first inning, I mean, you might as well try to force the hand of the bottom of the order while you can, because if Williams is going to struggle versus the top of the order, it would help to have him, maybe dominate a little versus the middle and bottom of the order, so that you can have at least a chance going into the bottom of the first. But even if Overbrook scores here, I think that Woodstown is going to clap right back in the bottom half. But the 1-0, Williams in a bit of trouble. There is a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 to Ford. 6th batter of the inning for Overbrook, but nobody has scored. Still 0-0 here in the top of the first. And here's a slow grounder out towards second. Picked up, throw to first. And how about it? Brett Williams gets out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. Woodstown gets their first chance to bat. We'll go to break. Here in the bottom of the first three for the Wolverines will be Ty Koblenz, Jack Knorr, and Brent Williams, who got out of a bases loaded jam in the top half of the first and now will have to defend his own in the bottom half. The sophomore right-hander, he's got a 2.33 ERA here in 2023. His freshman year only had 1 inning thrown, but this year's got a little bit more experience. He has 9 innings this year, 11 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 3 earned runs. Made appearances in Overbrook's 9-6 win versus Glassboro and their 6-4 loss to Boston. Yeah, the wind is real bad out here, but really not a whole lot you can do about it. I mean, it's coming in waves and waves. But it is 2-1 to Koblenz. Up and away, 3-1. Overbrook 3-3 this year. Started off the year, as there's a strike, started off the year 2-0 with a 15-1 win over Wildwood and a 9-6 win over Glassboro, but lost 11-1 to Millville, 6-4 to Gloucester, and then won 20-0 versus Penns Grove. The most recent game was on Friday, April 14th, with a 10-8 loss to Hamilton. Next game after this one will be on Wednesday, the 19th, versus the Shalek Cougars. Full count pitch. Lawless to Koblenz. And there is strike 3 looking on the outside corner. Koblenz didn't exactly agree. And that'll be 1 away. First strikeout for Lawless. And this is going to bring up Jack Knorr. Is a swing and a foul down the first base line. Fouled back, 1-2. My bad, 0-2. You're right. Probably going to be seeing a lot of shallow fly balls to right today, considering that the wind blowing in is going to be a big factor. Here's a ground ball between third and short, picked up, throw to first. It's a close play, and he is safe. Infield single, Jack Knorr, and Woodstown's going to have a runner aboard for Brent Williams. Close play, but an infield single is the result. So here is Williams. He's got a homer on the season, and so does the man 2 batters down below him in the order, Rocco String. First pitch is a ball upstairs, 1-0. Runner's going. Throw down to second from his knees, but it's going to get away. An amazing effort at the catching spot by Eddie Buck, but man, that was a tough play. And now Bupp is going to go talk to Lawless, try to get things under control with a runner on second. And only 1 out. swing and a foul tip. 2-1. After this would be Andrew Pedrick for Woodstown. But Williams sporting a .391 batting average this year, so not too bad for the junior. There's a strike, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner on second for Woodstown. Step off. Three and two. Full count. Lawless is going to offer it down to Williams. And he's going to step off. That one's up and in, and Williams had the duck down, but he takes first base. He'll get a free pass with a walk. Decent crowd on hand here in Woodstown this afternoon. I gotta say, not the easiest drive, but a fun one. A fun drive it was to get down here, about 40 minutes or so from Audubon. So here's Pedrick. First pitch is a strike right down Broadway, and it's 0-1. Upstairs, 1-1. Oh, that one ran up and in, and it almost drilled Pedrick, so that'll be 2-1 to the cleanup man for the Wolverines. Up next will be Rocco String. Fly ball out to short. That one is caught, and there's going to be 2 down. Catch made out there by Mike Schmidt. And this will be Rocco String now. Yeah, Overbrook isn't necessarily too far from where we're based out of with, I don't know, I'd have to check the map, but them being based in Pine Hill. That one goes to the backstop. Both runners are going to move up. So moving down to third and getting to second base is Woodstown. Both runners in scoring position for the Wolverines. Here's a line shot in the left center field. That's going to roll to the wall. It'll bounce off the base of it. Scoring is Knorr. And that will be an RBI double for Rocco String, it's going to be 1-0 Woodstown, and actually rather 2-0 because both runners came around to score. So 2-run double for String rather, and the Wolverines are off to an early lead. So Williams came around to score, and so did Knorr. And the 2-run double to left. This is going to bring up Richard Berger. You know, I do find it a little bit ironic that both teams have somebody in their lineup named Berger. Woodstown has Rich Berger. Overbrook has E.J. Berger, second baseman. So I don't want to root against Woodstown, but I would really like to see Richard Berger hit the ball to E.J. Berger at second base. Was it? Could be. I mean, Overbrook isn't necessarily right around the corner from here. I just checked Apple Maps, and they're about 45 minutes away, just like we are, but also in the other direction. And Berger goes down. He almost got taken out from underneath him, and holding at second is String. So that's 1-1. After this would be Mark Banth with 2 outs, though. The inning would need to continue for that to happen. There's the ball. And now one of Overbrook's assistant coaches, they're going to go talk to their man, Chase Lawless, and get a word from him. So, runner on second for Woodstown here in the bottom of the first. They lead 2-0 over the Overbrook Rams here on a Dan Wilkins Broadcasting featured game between the Rams and the Wolverines here on a chilly Monday afternoon. Don't forget, we got a busy week here at DWB coming up. We have Sterling and Audubon tomorrow. We have Timber Creek and Highland on Wednesday. That'll be in Blackwood. We have ourselves Collingswood and Audubon on Thursday, and then Pennsville and Gloucester on Friday. Saturday, on the 22nd, is the Joe Lang Classic, which will be in Pittman and will feature Gateway and Pittman at 11:30, and then the winner of that game, and also Glassboro and Gloucester at 2:30 from Alcyon Park. So take a gander at that if you have the time on your Saturday afternoons, and that one is going to make it 3-1 to Berger. Again, Mark Banff is up next for the Wolverines. And here's going to be a ground ball out to Berger. This is what exactly I was saying, and it's going to be a 4-3 ground out. The prophecy is real. That's a double cheeseburger right there, and the inning is over. We go to the second, 2-0 Woodstown. Top of the second, here from Woodstown, they lead 2-0 over the Overbrook Rams. in a very scenic area of southern New Jersey. I mean, this is very different from the southern New Jersey that I know. It almost feels like you're in the South. I mean, the scenic drive that we had to get here was really something special. As the first pitch from Williams is a swing and a miss to Lou Hanna, and it's 0-1. Saw a lot of cows, saw some vineyards, saw a lot of farmland, saw a lot of rich houses as well. The 0-1 is a ground ball hit out towards third and foul. I think that honestly, when it comes to New Jersey high school media, I think that a lot of reporters really don't get to see a lot of these small schools that really don't have a whole lot to work with because they're in the rural part of the state. As there's a swing and a miss. Hanna is down on strike, second strikeout for Williams. There's one away for CJ Fidenza. Swing and a foul. That one's off of the apparatus up there. It's 0-1 to Fidenza. Swinging another foul. 2-strike count to Fidenza. Next up would be Michael Schmidt. There's a swing and a foul. I thought that was a swing and a miss, but it looks like he barely got contact with it, and it is still 0-2. Swinging a fly ball out towards right. Bant is over, can't get there. That'll be a base hit for Fidenza. And with one away, Overbrook's got a runner on for Mike Schmidt. As we said, most likely no relation considering the last name is spelled differently, but I do wonder if, I mean, considering he does play shortstop, Mike Schmidt was the third baseman. No one's outside. 1-0. Woodstown. Here. The wind is like my color combo. Let's be on. Foul back. 1-1. Over, nothing doing there. Here's a fly ball on the left. That's a base hit. It'll go out to Knorr, and he has to pick it up. So 2 runners on for Overbrook. Here's a first pitch grounder to third, and that's going to be booted, but the runner at third will be out. I think he tagged the bag and lost the ball in the transfer, so the situation will be 2 outs, runners on first and second. The only difference is that Caden Lawless is now the runner on first. So that'll be scored as a 5 unassisted. But everybody else keeps on keeping on. First pitch outside. 1-0. Woodstown leads 2-0 here in the top of the second inning. Woodstown in a bit of trouble, though. Overbrook has loaded the bases in the first inning, and they've already got 2 on here in the second. Strike. 3 hits on the leisure for Overbrook. Double by E.J. Berger, single by Eddie Bupp, and a single by Fidenza. There's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Overbrook trying to correct the wrongs of the first and get on the board here. He's gonna. Oh, here we go. Going down to third base, and the throw's gonna get away. A bad defensive blunder by Woodstown, and the ball drops. So a costly error by the Wolverines has now made it a 2-1 Woodstown lead. Overbrook gets it within 1 and now has a runner on third base. I mean, Williams hesitated to throw back to second base, and when he did, the runner, Schmidt, had broken for third, and then infield through to third, and the ball got away. So, runner on third, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Strike 3. He punched him out, and Williams forgot how many strikes there were. So, 3 Ks for Brett Williams, but a bad defensive blunder gives Overbrook their first run. It's 2-1. Bottom of the second, Woodstown leads 2-1 over the Overbrook Rams after an error by the second baseman for the Wolverines has given the Rams a run. Woodstown's going to get a run for the inning here. Yeah, the error by Holiday, definitely a costly one, but cuts the deficit in half, and there's a strike. So here is Mark Banff, followed by Jack Holliday and Dante Holmes. There's a strike right down Broadway. And here's a line shot to center field, base hit. So a single for Banff, and this is going to bring up Jack Holliday. The Banff on first base. And here's Holiday. Oh, throw back to first. Holiday, the 5'8" sophomore, a .222 batting average in 2023, 4 for 18. Although that was almost exact to what he did last year, where he was 4 for 17 and batted .235. So really 6 one way, half a dozen another, but he's got a runner on first, and he's going to try to come around on this one.
Jesus, how many times?
Well, that's at least the third time he's thrown back to first. I don't know if Banff is a huge stolen base threat, but you'd have to imagine after 3 times he's got to go now, right? Now, nope. Time was called. Probably gone at least a minute without a pitch. This is why the major leagues implemented the pitch clock for situations like this. That's 4. Well, the funny thing is that in 2022, as a sophomore, Banff had 2 stolen bases, but he has none this year. So he's not really a huge stolen base threat, but now the first pitch of the at-bat is a strike. It was 4 throws over the first, and then time was called at the plate. So it took us a while, but we've got our first pitch. My goodness. Dante Holmes on deck for the Wolverines. There's 5. We've gotten 1 pitch in. Oh boy. A 1. Strike 2. Lawless is throwing pretty good. He's got some nice velocity and a little bit of break on his fastball, a little bit of late action. The 0-2, there's number 6. 6 times he's thrown over the first base in that at bat alone. And still no out, so who knows what's his entail. Now he's looking over. I mean, Banff is also taking a huge lead, so that doesn't really help the case when he's got a big lead off of first and you think you can get him. When you think you can get him, you know, by all means, trying to throw him out, but there has to be a limit or something. Now Banff is running, and maybe that's why here comes the throw to first, and it's going to be in time. So 5-3 ground out, and now Mark Banff is at second base. Lawless just dropped the ball, so runner on second for the Wolverines. And with 1 away, this is going to bring up Dante Holmes after the ground out. This does kind of remind me of Audubon a little bit as to where, you know, the field is limited to the limitations of what's around them. You know, so like the track in Audubon is the reason why it's 380 to left center, but 350 to right center. There's a 30-foot difference. I mean, the fence is on an angle because of the angle of the track. It's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? The track. So 0-1 to Holmes. There's a strike. 0-2. So, 1 second is banned. Neo 2 with 1 away. Williams looking back. And here's a fly ball deep to left, going back, and it is gone. Or is it? Yes, it is. 2-run homer, Dante Holmes. And it's 4-0 Woodstown. Oh, no. 4. Well, excuse us. Hold on a second. There's confusion on even look at EJ Berger. He's like, he's got his hands up. He's like, what in the world's going on?
It's a home run, wasn't it?
It looked like I don't know. I mean, I couldn't really tell from the angle. It looked like it was gone. And Woodstown doesn't like the call. They're going to call it a ground rule double. It didn't bounce, but how do you miss a home run call? I mean, Mark DeCastro is coming out right now, and he's not happy, but that very much looked like a home run. I mean, I'd have to look over it on my footage, but after the game, but that, I think Overbrook just got away with highway robbery right there. It's still 2-1. Although now it should be 3-1 because the runner would have scored. I think Dante Holmes just got cheated out of a home run. Wow. That is something.
So what is it now?
So it'll be a runner on second for Woodstown and a 1-0 count with one away.
It says 1-2.
Yeah, it should be 3-1, I'm pretty sure. I'm just really confused because that looked like that went over the fence. I mean, how do you miss a home run? Now here's a fly ball to left. Is this gonna be a home run? This time, there's no doubt. Oh, okay. Maybe I should stop talking. Oh my goodness, that's a foul ball. That's the second time. Oh my gosh.
Do we need a foul pole that's like longer than that? Like,
I mean, the foul pole's not that big, but wow. I've never seen this before in my life. I mean, maybe that one. I mean, third time's the charm, right? Yeah, and it should be 3-1 because there's no runner on third. So. Oh, you know what? No, it is 2-1. It is. Oh, okay. I see what they did. So. No, the score is 2-1. No, I see what happened here. So Banff is on second base and on first right now.
So you're telling me it's 2-1?
It is 2-1. I just realized that because Dante Holmes. So no, I'm confused as much as the next guy, and now the umpires are gonna have a little conference here.
So we're saying both of them were foul balls?
I guess so. I mean, this is... You never know what you're going to see when you go to a baseball game. So now, okay, so I see what happened. So Mark Banff got a single and then moved to second. And they called both of them foul balls. That's what it was. It wasn't a ground rule double, it was a foul ball. So now Holmes... But wait, where's Dante Holmes? There's nobody on first base. He walked to first base and he took the equipment, so now I'm really confused.
Yeah, I'm...
Okay, so now Holmes just struck out. So they got two
outs.
So now, oh my god. This is, oh my gosh, this is traumatizing baseball.
Question mark.
Yeah, question marks everywhere. I honestly don't think this is my fault, really. I mean, this is...
They got 3-2 count up here, 2.
Yeah, so here's Ty Koblenz. He's 0 for 1, and
apparently they already threw 5 pitches to this kid before he even got onto the plate.
All right. Oh my goodness. So Holmes, I have to erase that double. That's a strikeout, and there's 2 outs and a runner on second.
That's awful, bro. 2. homers called.
I mean, honestly, to be completely fair, from where I am in right field, it is a bit hard to tell. But from where the left fielder was, he would have been at least in line with the baseball as it went over the fence. So it very well looked like it was a home run. And the one in left field looked like it was a home run. Unless my cameras didn't pick it up, which I will look at it after the game. What's that? Yeah. Gonna have like tile or something. Ah, gotcha. So yeah, that is very weird. And then the umpires met after Dante Holmes walked. They reconvened, reset the count, and he struck out. So yeah. We'll now go down to third, and the throw gets away. What in the world?
Is this gonna be a run or no?
This will be a run, and it's
sure?
3-1. So Williams shot past the third baseman. That's going to be an E1. And
Are you sure this is a run?
yes. And the run has counted on the scoreboard behind us at 3-1. I have never seen this many oddities and discrepancies in 2 innings of baseball. Yeah. It was 4-1, 2-1, and now it's 3-1. Yeah. 2-1. Now for balls and strikes, the umpire's been good. He's been fine with balls and strikes. But here's a ground ball out to Berger at second base. Throw to first is going to be in time, and the most confusing inning of baseball that I've ever watched is now over. It's 3-1 Overbrook, or rather Woodstown. Oh my goodness, see, it's messing with my head. 3-1 Woodstown going to the third. Yes, back now. All right, top of the third. We got the cell tower about a mile in the distance, but man, this has been a weird game of baseball, and I think it's a good thing that.
You seeing something?
What are you seeing?
I see a cell tower.
It's out down the left field line, beyond the foul pole out there. Yeah, you can see it out in the distance if you look at the screen, but still. Yeah, this is weird. This has been a weird game of baseball. Woodstown had 2 home runs in the inning that were not called, they were called foul balls, and they 100% should have been home runs. We looked at the footage, they were in, and they were called foul balls. And then Dante Holmes had a walk, and then the count was changed because somebody didn't remember the count, and then he struck out. Now Woodstown still got a run from an error from the pitcher Lawless as he overthrew the third base, or more rather underthrew the third baseman, and scored a run from second base side. I mean, I've never seen anything like this before. Like, this is 1880s baseball right here. And if you thought the winter inter squad before Audubon put up the fences was 1880s baseball, this is 1880s baseball. Still in 2 to E.J. Berger, the number 3 hitter for Overbrook. A swing and a miss. 4 strikeout for Williams. And this will bring up Eddie Buck. It is a bit chilly out, yeah. I will say. Some of the folks from track and field making their way out. Taking a nice jog at foul ball. I actually intentionally dressed them up because it said it was going to be 70 degrees, but 45 minutes away from home, really anything can change. Back home it's 66 degrees. Now the wind is still bad back at home.
It's apparently 3-2 count.
No, I don't. It's not a 3-2 count. Yeah.
Tell you what, man,
Outside.
you film enough games, they might start coming to you for replays.
I mean, I just can't say I've ever seen a home run so obvious be called back. Here's a pop-up. Out towards short, Pedrick is there, and he makes the catch. And on those kind of pop-ups, you really have to be careful in the infield for balls that are going to be blowing the other way because of the wind. So it's a good thing that Pedrick got that squared away. And here's Brahim Fowler. If this inning were to continue, Ryan Ford will be next. And yes, Fowler is the right fielder for Overbrook. Ford, first baseman, off the catcher. Foul back. 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He'll have to go down to first, but that ball's going to get away, and he is out by a couple steps. And that was a close play because that almost drilled. That almost drilled Fowler in the head. So,
Good hustle by the catcher.
yeah, good hustle by Koblenz to get there and get the out recorded. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. 3-1. Woodstown. Yes, there we go. There we go. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 3rd, Woodstown up by 2. This has been an unusual ball game, to say the least. That's really all I gotta say. First batter will be Jack Knorr. Ball 1. Fouled back. patient. Swing and a miss. Oh, it is 1 and 2. Yes. Because he had a foul. Outside. Even Overbrook center fielder didn't like that call. He thought it was a strike. Foul back. Lawless kicks and deals, popped up. Shortstop, left field, sliding and making a spectacular catch. Out there in left will be Mike Rosano. Wonderful play. It's one away for Brent Williams. To Williams. One's upstairs. Here's a ground ball past the shortstop, and that one is going to just die out in center field. I've never seen a baseball stop that fast. I mean, it was hit perfectly on the ground, and as soon as it got into the outfield, it was just dead. It's a nice job by McGarvey to not overthink it and just play it where it lies. This is going to bring up Pedrick. So 1 out single by Brent Williams, and Pedrick looking over at first is Lawless. First pitch is outside. Back to first. Alright. I can move my chair a little.
I gotta meet my daughter and right field here.
All good. Here's a ground ball to short. And dropped. So Woodstown's gonna get another runner on. So booted ball by the shortstop. It's gonna bring up Rocco String. Dirt. 1-0. That's a ball. 2-0. This inning were to continue. Berger will be next. Runners on first and second for Woodstown with one away in the bottom of the third. This is a slow-moving ball game, I'll tell you that much. In the dirt and gonna be moving up both runners. String is ahead in the count 2-0. 3-0 rather. I mean, how long is this live stream going on? I should say it at the bottom of the screen. Hour 21. So yeah, we're just in the third inning. So with a 3-0 count, they're going to intentionally walk Rocco's String. The bases will be loaded. So String on first, Pedrick on second, Williams on third. This is going to bring up Rich Berger. Some teams really do utilize the intentional walk strategy, but others don't. Overbrook is a team that does, and they've already done it twice today. So no, Woodstown did it once, and Overbrook did it another time.
We're meeting over there.
Here's a bunt. That's going to go back to the mound. Throw to first. Is in time. So Woodstown gets a run, and it is going to be 4-1.
What's ahead?
Woodstown is ahead.
Good.
It's the bottom of the third, and runners on second and third for the Wolverines. So Williams came home to score on the bunt. Pedrick is now on third, String now on second. And a 1-0 count to Mark Banff, single. Well, technically he had 2 home runs in 1 at bat, but what's counted for is a single.
This guy right here.
Mark Banff, yep. Although no, it was Dante Holmes with 2 homers, a walk, and a strikeout, same at bat. That's got to be a record of some sort, right? And then with Jack Holliday at the plate, Lawless threw over 6 times to first base. There's a strike. 2-1.
Not down to the ground.
I don't know. It's sorry, 2-2. Up and in. 3-2. Here's a fly ball. Out to right. Holmes will not get there. Foul ball. We'll go out into the crowd and luckily won't roll down that giant hill. It'll go back to Holmes. There's ball 4. Bases loaded. Wonder if Mark Himes is going to either talk to his man or take him out, but Jack Holliday is up now with bases juiced for Woodstown. Ball one. That's a ball. 2-0. There's a bird that's, I just missed it, I think, but it's flying over the stadium. You know, we were going to get a flyover in addition to today's game. That's pretty high up there. I don't know if it's a hawk or a crow or something like that. I'm not exactly the best with birds and animals. Not great at identifying them in general, but 2 balls, no strikes to Jack Holliday. The bases loaded and a little looper out towards left, and that will be caught to retire the side. Woodstown plates another. We go to the 4th, 4-1. Wolverines over the Overbrook Rams. We'll be right back after this. Top of the 4th, trivia time here in Woodstown as the football stands stand behind us. Today's question is, when was the last time that the Phillies lost more than 100 games or 100 games or more in a season? The options were 2015, 2000, 1988, or 1941. The answer will be revealed in the bottom of the 4th inning. Back in action as the Rams trail 4-1 versus the Woodstown Wolverines. As there's a line drive, caught and left.
Quick out.
Yeah, first pitch, first out.
Taping this or transmitting?
It's live streamed on YouTube right now.
Oh, cool.
Ball one. That's a ball. 2-1. I really thought Woodstown would get more than just a couple runs in the 4th inning. I mean, there's been a lot of runners left on base in this game and a lot of unfulfilled opportunities for both sides. No matter how you want to slice it, I mean, it's really just been, back and forth, but kind of in the wrong way. As that one is a strikeout. Hannah down on strikes, and this is going to bring up CJ Fidenza. So here's Fidenza, Michael Schmidt, due up next for Overbrook. Here's a fly ball, lifted out towards center field, and it is caught to retire the side. Wait a second.
Just about.
Oh no, Hannah is retired now. Okay. I was off by one then. My apologies. I don't know how I didn't get that one then. My bad. So now this is going to bring up CJ Fidenza. I thought, okay, I'm really confused. I thought that Lou Hannah struck out, but I guess not. I got a weird look from the right fielder Bance, but one's down and away. I mean, hey, sometimes you don't get it right, but it's what it is. At least the players know how many outs there are. It's more important for them to know than for me to know. Upstairs. Looks like Glassboro is having a meet with Woodstown today in the track and field department. Everybody's trying to keep warm here in Woodstown. I mean, it's 66 degrees out, but that's if you're standing in the angle of the sun, and that's not what we're doing. That's just a foul ball towards the first base side. That one lands in a tree and falls out of it. 2-2 to CJ Fidenza for Overbrook. You're watching coverage of Tri-County Conference Baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. The ground ball out towards second base, picked up by Holiday, throw to first is in time. Rams are retired in order. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 4-1 Woodstown. Here in the bottom of the fourth, it's time to reveal the answer for today's DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, when was the last year that the Phillies lost 100 or more games in a season? The options were 2015, 2000, 1988, or 1941, and you can reveal the answer now. And it's 1941, so D is the correct option. And yeah, people think that it's been only 6 years, but you have to remember 2015, the Phillies lost 99 games and won game 162 versus the Marlins when Ichiro Suzuki made his pitching debut. That was a fun day. 2000, the Phillies lost 97 games, and in 1988, the Phillies lost 95 games. Here is a Parole's printing pitching change. Here in the bottom of the fourth, new pitcher for the Overbrook Rams is going to be the former right fielder, Brahim Fowler. There's been a switch between the pitcher's mound and the right fielder. So Fowler is the new pitcher for Overbrook, and now it'll be Lawless in right field for the Rams. Rams were retired 1-2-3 in the top half of the inning, and now Woodstown has a chance to capitalize here on a 3-run game.
Looks like they're about to start now.
This game's been a slow one, I gotta say. I mean, probably over an hour and a half at this point on the broadcast. It's
Hour 36.
hour 36, and it's only been the bottom of the fourth. I mean, there's been like the Paulsboro Audubon game from opening day. That was about 2 hours 25 minutes, and that was only 5 innings. But Haddonfield and Audubon with about 2 hours and 2 minutes, and it was a full 7. So it really depends on how fast or slow the pitchers work, and there's going to be a strike by Fowler, and it's going to be 0-2. It'll be 9-1-2 due up for Woodstown. Holmes, Koblenz, and Knorr. I mean, there were a lot of cases where, you know, pitcher kept throwing off and making pickoff moves, and there's a swing and a miss. Fowler sets down Holmes, and there's one away. Folks, don't forget, a busy week for Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Tuesday will be Sterling and Audubon in Hank Greenberg Field. Wednesday will be Timber Creek and Highland. Thursday will be Collingswood and Audubon. And Friday will be Pennsville and Gloucester. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Infield is in, getting ready for a bunt here by Koblenz, who's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout looking and a ground out to the second baseman. 1-1. Oh, my bad. 0-2. I didn't see the strike call, my bad.
That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here, yes. You see better than I can. Right down Broadway. And Fowler's got 2 Ks in 2 batters.
6 pitches.
He's done a darn good job. Here's Jack Moore. Oh, wow. I thought that would have been called a strike, but I mean, he was on the brink of an immaculate inning, so that would have been real nice to see from Fowler. You don't see that really in high school baseball. Out of the 150 so years that Major League Baseball's been around, there's really only been like 150 immaculate innings. It's hard to do. It's about twice as rare as a no-hitter. But the 1-0 is ball high and away, 2-0. The first 3 in the top of the 5th for the Overbrook Rams will be Mike Schmidt, Chase Lawless, and McGarvey. Excuse me, Caden Lawless, my bad. Just going off of memory doesn't really help me at all as a broadcaster. But it is what it is. 2 balls, no strikes. And all of a sudden it's ball 4.
Okay.
I guess I had that wrong then. And the scoreboard also had it wrong.
I had it as 2.
Yeah, so, oh well. Nora walks. And here is Brett Williams. Throw back to first, nothing doing there. Williams 1 for 1. He walked in the first and had a single. He scored both times. to second base. Throw down. Not be in time. I thought he did, but I guess not. I think Fowler got the baseball, so he might have cut it off. And Bupp is going to talk to Fowler. Strike. 1-1. After this will be Pedrick, who's 0 for 2 with a pop out and an error. Fouled back. 1-2. Again, Pedrick on deck for Woodstown. 4-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Popped up, or that's a deep fly ball out to right. That one will go foul. Over the head of Lawless. Overbrook's number 10. That would be Mr. Michael Smith. We go to the top of the fifth. 4-1 Woodstown. Williams still wheeling and dealing here in the top of the fifth. You're watching coverage of Tri-County Conference Baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcast. If you have any questions or comments about today's broadcast, drop me a line at Dan, Wilkins, WILKINS, show, SHOW, @gmail.com. I just realized I had the wrong page up on my screen. Audubon game in here. I'll have to flip to the right page. Sun starting to get a little shaded here by by the clouds behind us, but it's 0-1. It's Michael Schmidt, who made a nice catch at short, and he's going to try to bunt here. Unsuccessfully, though, and it's 1-1. It'll be Schmidt, Lawless, and McGarvey due up for Overbrook in the top of the 5th. It's been a slow-moving ball game, I'll tell you that much. I mean, usually in high school baseball, what I've seen, going was away 2-1. What I've seen is that the first 3 or 4 innings are a breeze, and then innings 5, 6, and 7, they are a bit slow. But when a game starts slow, it almost never ramps itself up. So just hope for ground out from here. 2-2. That is a ball. 3-2. There's another starter's gun as there is a floater in the left base hit. And it gets past Knorr, but he will hold on to it and hold Schmidt at first base. So he's got 2 singles today, and Overbrook has the leadoff runner aboard. He struck out and had a fielder's choice so far. Hasn't batted since the 2nd, so it's been a little while. It's upstairs. That's in the dirt. Koblenz forgot where the ball was. He trapped it, and it landed right at home plate. But he still went on a wild goose chase looking for it. It's 2-0. It's a Lawless, as Williams still continues to get work in here. Runner's going down to second base. Throw down is in plenty. No, he's safe. I think that he got under the tag. You know what I've noticed about this game, as there's a runner on the second with a 3-0 count? What I've noticed is that if you watch an Audubon game, how loud the dugouts are. Like Cinnaminson versus Audubon was a battle of which dugout could be louder. But it feels like now, maybe it's the wind, maybe it's where we are, but the dugouts do definitely sound a lot quieter. I don't know if that's just me, but it sounds a lot more subdued than it would in an Audubon game, that's for sure. It was a swing and a miss, 3-1.
You're down 3-0, you even.
I would have just taken it, honestly. I mean, it would have been a strike either way, so. The strike zone does expand a little bit on 3-0, and
You know it's a strike?
I guess so. It's 3-2. Wow.
I didn't see him call that a strike.
I didn't see it either. I didn't hear it either. Here we go, 3-2. Nobody out. And a foul. Lawless keeping it alive. What'd you see?
There was a Woodstown player that was behind. Woodstown runner that was trailing.
Glassboro.
The Glassboro runner tipped the hurdle 3 times in a row.
Oh, he tipped the hurdle. Okay.
Yeah, so his foot hit the top of it 3 times, so the Woodstown runner passed him.
I'm pretty sure if you tip the hurdle, I think your run is like not counted. I'm not sure. I know nothing about.
It's gonna mess you up.
It's just gonna mess you up, yeah. I know nothing about track and field, so that is not my forte.
did it for 1 year. It wasn't fun.
3-2. You did track and field for a year? What'd you do, the track or the field?
Track.
You were, wow, you ran track for a year? Was it your freshman year at Gloucester? Are you a distance runner, a sprinter? Sprinter? I could see that. I don't see you running distance, honestly. No offense. There's a swing and a miss.
I don't want to run distance anyway.
I don't know who would. There's one away. And Lawless has retired on strikes. This is going to bring up Dylan McGarvey. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout so far.
I'm not sure what school it is, but one of their track fields is like, it's really nice. I forget what school it is though. It goes around like all the fields.
Oh, the track goes around all of the athletic fields.
Yeah.
Might be thinking of Haddonfield because they have like a square track. Haddonfield has a square track.
It's not Haddonfield. It's not Haddon Township either.
I don't really know of any around
It might
here.
be Collingswood, I don't know.
I've seen Collingswood's track, yeah. That is nice. It is 1-1. Foul, 1-2. Well, it's somebody's birthday.
It's not mine, that's for sure.
It's not mine. It's not yours. Probably somebody on the track and field team, I'd imagine. But it's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Williams with a huge strikeout there, and there's 2 down. So runner on second for Overbrook with 2 away. This is going to bring up Burger, excuse me. I don't know why that said that. So here's EJ Berger. He takes the ball, 1-0. That's down low. Williams in a bit of trouble. So far, he's allowed 1 run over 4 2/3 innings, and he has struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 batters. 3-1. Strike 2.
You should say strike 3.
I was going to say strike 3. I corrected myself though before I said it, but man, 3-2. 2 outs. Runner on second for Overbrook. They haven't led today, but they've held Woodstown to a 3-run deficit for as long as they can hold on.
I thought Overbrook did lead in the first.
They did not. They left the bases loaded in the first, scored 1 in the second. It's really been all she wrote. That's ball 4. Close play, but that will be a walk. I mean, that's big for Overbrook because the umps had a big. He admittedly has had a big strike zone today. So, and now Mark DeCastro is going to come out. He is going to probably take out Brett Williams here.
Looks like we're going to have ourselves a pitching.
Well, he's going to right now just talk to Williams.
Is there anybody warming up?
I don't see anybody warming up.
Over there or something. Right field looks like
Yeah, somebody's going out there. I don't know if my camera's showing it. Williams, with 2 outs, has another chance to salvage any damage here.
A quick question, Dan. Unlike Audubon's field, this field actually has a warning track.
This field does have a warning track. Yeah, Audubon's does not.
I don't think a lot of them do. I don't think Gloucester does. I'm not sure that Haddon Heights didn't have one either.
Haddon Heights did not. I don't think Haddonfield did. A lot of high school fields do not have a warning track, but
This one does.
yeah. Well, so the reason why, there's a strike. The reason why there was a,
I think they gotta reset the count.
I think they do. I think it's 1-0
I was gonna say,
to Eddie Bupp.
yeah, this guy just got up there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. After the walk
That was a strike.
to E.J. Berger, when it's outside. Yeah, it's 2-0.
There's 2-0.
2-2. Yeah, 2-0. There we go.
I missed something.
So the reason why there was,
I'm gonna stop going off that and just
yeah,
go off my own thing because
gonna throw back to second base. Nothing doing there. That one is deep to left. That one is very foul. I think the wind definitely helped
the
that.
wind definitely got that one.
So I'll tell you this, with a 2-1 count. The reason why there was a warning track in the first place is because back in 1923, the Yankees played at Yankee Stadium, and there really wasn't much of an outfield fence, and the warning track was created by accident. It actually was a racing track, a dirt race track that surrounded the stadium, almost like how there might be a soccer field inside of a soccer pitch or whatever, like there is today. But this is going to move both runners up. And that one's going to go into left field. And Overbrook's got a run on a defensive blunder by Woodstown. 4-2.
It comes in handy to the ball. They don't know where the ball's going.
Right,
That's when they change texture when they're at the
so Schmidt scores. Berger moves all the way to third. But yeah, so it was, but that's what I'm saying. It was a dirt racing track that went around the stadium, and the outfielders found it useful, so they actually closed the dirt race track and turned it into a permanent one.
swung and hit him. So.
Yeah, he fouled it off his foot. Bupp did. And
Personally, I'm not going to swing.
yeah. He's kind of leaning a little bit to adjust his footing here. Hopefully he's all right. I mean, I honestly don't see an athletic trainer in sight, so that's a start. But we're gonna talk to him in the dugout a little bit. I don't know what the deal will be. He'll go back up there. He's still walking it off a little bit. He's running a little bit to I guess get us past the 2-hour mark. Where are we at now? How
I
long?
think we're already past the 2-hour mark. Yeah, we're already past. We just passed the 10-second mark.
So I was right. Oh my goodness. Couldn't have better timing. So Bupp, after fouling the ball off his foot, it's a 3-2 count. That's a swing and a miss. Well, now it's out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 4-2. Overbrook trails by 2. Bottom of the fifth, Woodstown up by 2. Overbrook got its second run of the ball game on a defensive miscue. Both of their runs have come on errors this afternoon. Oh, something wrong?
No, I put the bottom of the fifth, end of fifth on.
Ah, you're fired.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
So Brahim Fowler, did you say thank you?
Yeah.
That's how slow this game has been moving. It's been moving at a snail's pace, to say the least, as the first pitch is a swing and a miss to Andrew Pedrick. I mean, I don't even care that it's a close game. I mean, the fact that it's been over 2 hours since this game started, or 2 hours since the broadcast started. Right now it's 5:48, so we'll be approaching 2 hours since the game started. Little floater to third base and a foul. So we'll be approaching soon 2 hours since the game started, but still, we're only in the bottom of the fifth inning, and I'm running out of things to talk about. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Running out of material for the broadcast. Yeah. One is upstairs. Why don't we? It is 1 and 2. I mean, man, there really is. I mean, it's just been moving so slow. I haven't seen a game move this slow in a long time. There's a ground ball out to second, picked up by E.J. Berger. Throw to first is in time, 1 away.
Come on, you, bro. You gotta hope for those 8 runs right now.
Yeah, if you're a fan of warm weather. Oh man, when you get back to your apartment, you'll have plenty of time to heat up. Take a nice hot shower, eat some hot food. You'll be good. First pitch popped up, foul. And that one is into the trees. I do not feel great for the JV player that has to go get that one. Oh, and 2.
Make a joke every time they whiff. It's like they're sending that breeze of air towards me.
Well, the air is coming the other way. It's coming towards the batter, not against us. 0-2. In the dirt, 1 and 2. Upstairs, 2 and 2.
He looked like he was ready to swing at that.
Yeah, he was about ready to swing at that.
He was like, hold up, that's not a strike.
I mean, the Phillies, they lost 13-0. Or 13-3.
It's just funny.
Yesterday, or 2 days ago, and then won, what, 14-3 today? Or yesterday? It was something like that. It was a swing and a miss. That was perfectly timed with the starter's gun. Yeah, I was about to say, I thought, I literally, my head turned out towards left field because I thought that was the crack of the bat. And that he had just hit a ball like 600 feet or something like that, but no, that was the starter's gun. And Rocco String down on strikes. Here's Rich Berger.
We're gonna have another burger to burger.
I don't know. Last time he was up, he had a sacrifice hit, or a sacrifice bunt. But in the first inning, it was a burger-to-burger ground out on a 4-3. Rich Berger to E.J. Berger. Now I'm getting hungry for a burger. He's also running pretty slow.
It's a mile.
Oh, it's a distance runner. Okay. That one's upstairs.
It's not like it's a mile.
Oh yeah. I was like, man, why are they going so slow? And then I realized they're running a mile. 2 and 2. Oh man.
Looks like they have both boys and girls running this.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
I don't know. There's a strike. Should be 2 and 2. 3 and 2. Should be 3 and 1 actually. Okay, I am not looking at that scoreboard anymore. Eyes front. There's a strike. Yeah, now it's 3-2.
I predict the future.
Yeah.
I'm predicting a swing and a miss.
Oh boy. Well, if it does cultivate, then it would end the inning. All four. Rich Berger with a walk. This is going to bring up Mark Bant. Hopefully tomorrow's game versus Sterling does not run this long. I mean,
Geez, you couldn't be a track coach because you'd be running at your distance centers. Why are you running so slow? running a mile. Why are you running slow? Run fast.
speed it up.
Speed it up.
Yeah, those endurance runners, they really are a treat. I mean,
See all the running they do for like practice. Like,
oh yeah,
Josh used to run 10 miles a day.
10 miles a day.
For practice.
Oh my goodness. It's 1-0 to Banff. For the viewers at home, Josh is a friend of ours. He used to go to Audubon. That one's the slowest pickoff throw I've ever seen.
No, there was a slower one earlier.
There was a slower one?
Yeah, he was like already on the bag by the time he threw the ball.
I mean, the intent of a pickoff throw is to try to get the runner out, but you can't really do that if...
I'm waiting for one of these guys to lap the other one.
What, on the track race?
Yeah. It's hilarious because one of them's running really slow and the other one's running really fast.
Hmm.
I think it actually might happen within the next lap.
It could happen.
He's back.
1-1. 1-1 from Fowler. That one gets away.
And he's going to second.
Going to second base. Here's Berger.
Oh, he's going to second.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, this is a long.
At least we're both sitting down.
I'd rather be standing.
Back before I had my chair, it was painful, those long games. Swing and a miss. 2-2. To Banff. Jack Holliday is next. Time is called. And Buck will go out to talk to Fowler.
Oh, you love saying that last name, don't you?
What? I mean, B-U-P-P. It's a fun one. Just like
Isn't that right?
Burger.
Ready?
Yes. Yeah, Gabby. Yeah.
Give it. You got this, bro.
This is one of the most fun broadcasts I've ever had, even though it's been dragging on for 2.5 hours. Swing and a miss.
Goddamn's over.
And Fowler with a strikeout. We go to the 6th. 4-2, Woodstown leads. We have a Proly's printing pitching change here in the top of the 6th. Dante Holmes is the new pitcher for the Woodstown Wolverines. After Brent Williams, had an excellent outing here this afternoon, gave up 2 runs, but neither of them were earned because they were both on errors by Woodstown that scored runners from Overbrook. Finished today with 8 strikeouts. And now Holmes, first batter, will be Raheem Fowler. Holmes kicks and deals. Ball.
Was it? I thought I heard somebody else.
No, no, 1-0. Here's a hot shot to third, and that one is booted. Goes out to Pedrick, and they are not going to get a throw to first in time, so an E5 is going to make it the 3rd error on the game for Woodstown.
Yeah, have you ever seen a high school triple play?
I've never seen a high school triple play.
I've never seen a high
I think it's
school
even...
double. I don't think I've ever seen a high school double.
I've seen a couple in my time, but they're rarer than in the big leagues. So here's a bunt. That's a foul ball. Wait a second.
No, that's fair.
Well, no, I mean the second base umpire called it foul before the home plate umpire did. And the home plate umpire is the closest.
What the heck?
The home plate umpire is the one closest to the ball. He should be the one.
That's a good point, Dan.
Yeah, he should be the one calling for a foul ball, and now DeCastro wants an explanation. Yeah, that second base umpire should not have taken initiative there, and now they're going to talk it over. I think maybe the home plate umpire called it foul when he saw the second base umpire call it foul, but I don't know how. When you're at second base, you have a similar angle to what we do. How do you call that a foul ball?
I don't know, maybe you can see the line from here.
Maybe he can see the line from here, but that should have been that. Remember, the guy who is making the call is.
Like
They're gonna send him back. Yeah, I mean
that's the guy that was on first.
Probably because he's the pitcher, so they might have a pinch runner, and they will. Yeah, Fowler's gonna be pinch run for here. Who's that? That's number 12. Who on my book is Cooper Himes, excuse me, with an M. So here is Ford. And the 0-1 pitch with a runner on first. Himes. Now it's going to be a perfect bunt over the head of Holmes. He's going to be safe at second. Everyone is safe for Overbrook. Wow! That might be the best bunt I've ever seen. That was like the 777 jackpot right there. And and a bunt single by Ryan Ford brings up Lou Hanna. Wow.
That was a perfect bunt.
Oh, yeah. If Overbrook comes back to win this game, they'd be 4-3 on the season. If Woodstown wins, they'd be 6-1.
Obviously, 2 players up, no outs.
Anybody's game.
Definitely possible. We saw yesterday with Oregon.
So we did see
6-2.
They were down 6-0.
6-0.
Down 6-0.
Back beat up 7-6.
One of the greatest games I've ever watched or commentated in any spectacle of baseball. I still cannot believe that we had 115 concurrent viewers during that game. I mean, I looked. There's another bunt. They're going to get the first runner available, and that's going to be the runner at first. So Hannah's retired with a sacrifice bunt, but it is successful in moving the runners over from first and second to second and third.
They only need 2 runs.
Yeah.
Please don't let this game go into extra innings.
Strike.
You said that very.
Enthusiastically?
Yes, I feel like it was about to be the last strike of the game.
Now time is
Trying to
called.
find my word.
And we are going to have another pinch runner. This time for Ryan Ford, but he's the first baseman, so I don't exactly see the logic behind that. New runner is number 22 for the Rams, which on my list is Ben Matos. Ben Matos. It's 0-1. Outside, 1-1.
I keep waiting for him to hit the home run and hit me right in the head. Just like sitting here waiting for it.
Two and one.
Oh, he should have won.
Swinging a line drive foul, 2-2. Oh yeah, he did. Good frame, no call. 3-2. After this will be CJ Fidenza.
There's a double play though.
Little tapper foul. That bat stays alive. Outside and coming to the plate is going to be the runner, and he is safe. And Woodstown is now down to a one-run lead after Himes scored from third on a wild pitch, and it's a walk for Fidanza. Oh, right, there's one out, right. It's like, what? So Fidanza reaches on a walk, and scoring is Himes. Moving over to third will be Matos. A 4-3 game, so Castro is going to talk to his guys in the infield, and
Is anybody warming up in the outfield?
I don't see anybody warming up for Woodstown, but DeCastro will break from the huddle, and it will be Michael Schmidt.
Just say it out loud. Definitely not the right can, is it?
Here's Michael Schmidt. First pitch is away. Yeah.
Already got 2
Runners on second and third. Matos on third. Fidanza on second for the Rams. This has been one heck of a ball game. It's just a shame it's taken about a light year to complete. It's outside. How long has the broadcast been?
Let me just check real quick. 2 hours, 23 minutes.
Gosh.
It's the longest broadcast you've ever had.
It was, oh, there's a strike. 1-1.
2-1.
Excuse me, yeah.
Should be
Should be.
2-1. Why is it 1-2?
So, the longest broadcast I ever had was West Deptford and Audubon on April 27th of last year. There's a foul ball right side. It was a game that was 3 hours and 37 minutes long. Now, the caveat is that it was a 12-inning game. I mean, it was the longest game inning-wise that I had ever commentated. And
It should be 2-2, right?
I believe it's 2-2. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I don't trust the scoreboard.
I don't trust the scoreboard either. That one's in the dirt. And here it comes. Matos tied the game on a wild pitch. Wow. Ben Matos has tied the game
Good thing there's a whole nother inning
at
to go.
4-4.
I just realized we're not even in the 7th inning.
That is incredible. Wow. It's
2-2.
gonna be 2-2 to Schmidt. Keep in mind, Overbrook has scored 4 runs today, and they've been on 2 errors and 2 wild pitches. They have not scored a single run on a hit. I mean, that's almost unheard of, honestly. Wow. 4-4, tie game.
Wait, so they
There's a
haven't
strike.
had a hit yet?
And Schmidt is retired. What's that?
So they haven't had a hit yet?
No, they've had hits. They've, in fact, on their scorecard, they've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits in the ball game for Overbrook. But I'm saying that none of their runs have scored on hits. 2 were on errors by the pitcher, and another 2 have been in this inning on wild pitches.
Let's make it a 30.
There's a strike, 1-1. So what a game it's been, 4-4 in the top of the 6th. Swing and a miss.
The sun's going too now.
The sun is starting to go as well, yeah. I mean, still some beautiful skies out here, but you wonder how much daylight these guys have left before there's no more baseball. As Holmes gets out of it and strikes him out. These are the blue skies we're talking about. They're still looking good, but for how long, we don't know. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-4, Overbrook has tied the game here in Woodstown. Bottom of the sixth inning, 4-4 game. Raheem Fowler here for Overbrook, trying to avoid what could possibly be the worst case scenario is this game going into extra innings. Woodstown looking to get a go-ahead run in the bottom of the sixth. 0-1. It's a strike going too.
No, it's 1-1, Dan.
Oh, my bad. Not my greatest show, but it is what it is.
That's why they don't call it the Wilkins show anymore.
There's a ground ball in between third and short. Long throw is over the head. And going down to second base is going to be Knorr. Wait a second.
What?
There may be another discrepancy here. DeCastro's coming out to talk to the second base umpire.
What's he saying? He ran out of
The ball was in play. No, it wouldn't. He wouldn't say he ran out of baseline if it was his own player, right?
No, I'm talking about the ref.
I don't know. I mean, this is at least the third or fourth time that a coach has come out to complain. So you'd have to imagine at that point it's not really the coach's fault. I mean, come on. I don't know what the issue is.
Throw him out. I love seeing coaches get thrown out. It's the best.
So on second is Knorr, and still a little confused. I mean, or rather that's Holiday, excuse me, but I guess it'll stand the same. I mean, just everything was unfolding on that play so quickly. Now here's going to be Dante Holmes. So go ahead run on second for Woodstown. In a huge spot. Runner on second. Nobody out. I was going to throw back. Nothing doing there. Strike.
Wow. A pitch was thrown.
Yeah, took a while.
Well, Dan, officially, since we've been here, I could have watched the entire Avengers Endgame movie, which is a 2-hour, 40-minute movie.
Well, why would you want to watch Avengers Endgame in
Just putting it
2023?
out there. It's a long movie.
It's a long game, yeah. The longest game I ever did was longer than the Titanic movie from '97, so put that as food for thought.
Let's beat that today.
Going to third will be Knorr. So he's in there. And Woodstown has the go-ahead run. So if they can break the tie here, Woodstown would just be 3 outs away from going home with a win and making it a 6-1 start on their 2023 repeat campaign. And now Greg Himes is talking to the home plate umpire, and I think we are going to have a mid-at-bat switch here.
Okay, so
And Raheem Fowler, they're just going to talk it out. Bottom of the sixth inning, and a 4-4 game between Overbrook and Woodstown. So the 2-strike count to Holmes, runner on third for Woodstown, trying to take the lead. Now the dugouts are getting loud. Swing and a miss. Holmes strikes out. And there's one away. But this goes to the top of the order with Ty Koblenz. But he is 0 for 3. Struck out looking twice, grounded out. Down low, 1-0.
Down low, and it's 1-0. So good rhyme, Dan.
It's a good rhyme. There's the ball, 2-0. And a runner on third. Woodstown in their best position yet as the field gets a little bit colder with the clouds covering up the sun behind us, and popping up a bunt back behind the plate, and it's foul into the trees. It's 2-1. I don't know why you'd want to bunt there, honestly. I mean, maybe because he struck out twice and he's trying to get a bit of change of motion, but I don't really get that, honestly.
Can't tell if it's just from here, but he looks like he's a smaller guy, so maybe he doesn't have that much hitting power.
I mean, I don't know. If you hit a fly ball deep enough, yeah, if you hit a fly ball deep enough, you can still get the run home, or even a ground ball will do it. But here's a bunt, and the ball is fair, and Koblenz, the Woodstown fans still don't like it, and it's a foul ball. That was a late call. Wow.
So what? Now it's 2-2.
Yeah, now it is 2-2. I mean, that was the late. I mean, he was already past the bag at first when they called it a foul ball. So now Koblenz will be back at it again. And a pop-up. That'll be out. And again, towards the trees. I wonder how many baseballs per game they lose in those vast trees back there. I mean, those are some vast trees. A lot of them lining up the line. Here we go. Raheem Fowler trying to get out of it. The 2-2 is a pop-up, another one foul. This is not a record. A record will be 22 back in 2017 with Brandon Belt and Jaime Barria in a Giants-Angels game.
High school.
Oh, high school, I have no idea. But this is a long at bat, to say the least. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on third for Woodstown. And a fly ball, shallow. Is it gonna be fair?
No.
And it'll go over the fence.
No, why would it be fair? It's not even a full count.
Yeah, it's not even a full count yet. It's still 2-2. We are still keeping on. The game is 2 hours and 23 minutes long.
At least 8 pitches.
At least, yeah. I don't usually keep count, but yeah. Here we go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on third for Woodstown. Let's do this thing again. In the dirt, 3-2. And now the count is full.
number 7, like I told my dad.
Oh boy, yeah, you might want to update them. Well, right now it's 6:24. Even if we left at this moment, we still wouldn't get home in time. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and a ball upstairs, and a walk by Koblenz puts runners on the corners.
Yay.
Runners on first and third, and we are going to have a quick conference here at home plate. How many things of strategy do you need to go over when batter hits the ball a run? Track and field is still going on.
Yeah, now much longer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Be done before the baseball game as well. At least started an hour and a half after.
Yeah, this is easily one of the. I think I got that on camera. That was funny. Here is Jack Knorr, runners on first and third, and they're gonna throw. Oh, gosh, this is the most painful baseball game I've ever watched.
Leave me out of that.
Well, Overbrook used to be in the Colonial Conference and now going down to second on defensive indifference.
Is that a strike? I couldn't tell.
It's not. 1-0.
So many balls.
Koblenz to second. The wind is back. Well, how much daylight you have left, honestly, in this game with the clouds. If they did, it would be a tie. Infield in. There's a ball, 2-0. The catcher will. Two and 0. I mean, this game's been over almost 2.5 hours.
Live's at 2:41 right now.
And that's when the broadcast started. Yeah, it's been a real humdinger.
That's how you know it's about to end. And we'll literally have single runners going.
Yeah. 3-0 to Knorr. Brent Williams on deck for Woodstown. And the 3-0 ball 4.
Oh, awesome.
So Koblenz will stay at second. And so will Holiday at third, but
I wonder if they're going to be able to score.
well, if they don't score, then I might pack up our stuff and leave. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That'll be right.
Oh boy, wow. I mean, this game is moving so slow you'd think it was a waltz. Here's Williams. Here's a ground ball. Out to short. Throw to second for 1 on the first. It is not in time. And Woodstown takes a 5-4 lead. Scoring is Holiday on the fielder's choice. And the Wolverines are up again. It's 5-4. It's going to just be first and third for the Wolverines. Holiday scored. Koblenz moved to third, and Knorr was out at second base. So that will mean Brent Williams with the RBI fielder's choice. And he is on first base. How about it? Brent Williams. Here's Andrew Pedrick. And going down to second on defensive indifference will be Williams.
The ball.
1-0. Fowler kicks and deals. Strike one.
I was gonna say, I thought he wasn't gonna call that a strikeout for first. I was like,
Two and one. Two.
we're almost there to end.
We are almost there. We're almost going to the 7th inning. I mean, the fans, they're packing up their lawn chairs too. They're almost done with this one either.
They're ready to go home.
I'm ready to go home.
We've been here for
The
3 hours.
2-2. Inside, 3-2. And for clarification, I'm not trying to make a mockery of any of these teams or make fun. It's just a slow moving ball game. That's what it is. That's really all. 3-2. Swinging a little floater out towards EJ. He'll boot it, and Woodstown's gonna get another run. Safe at first is Pedrick, and it's 6-4. So scoring is Koblenz.
I thought that was foul. When I looked at it on the camera, the way he hit it.
Oh, the way he hit it, yeah.
Foul ball.
So now here is Rocco's string.
That
In
definitely
dirt.
might have screwed the pitcher up.
That might have screwed up the pitcher a
I
little.
think that did screw up the pitcher.
That's 1-0. That's not the first time I've seen that. I think Sterling and Audubon last year, there was a track meet going on and the pitcher threw a ball like 10 feet over the catcher's head when he's usually known for being very accurate. Here's a ground ball, third base side, out to short. Throw to first is not in time. And an infield single for String. And another run will come across at 7-4. Woodstown piling it on late. They have 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. And here is Rich Berger. Runners on first and second. First pitch is high, 1-0. Strike one. 1-2.
Bang.
Starter's gun's gonna go. There it is. Oh, somebody annihilated a hurdle.
Oh god. They annihilated another one. And another one. And another one. You just knocked one over.
I don't know how you knock over a hurdle.
Every single
Oh
hurdle.
my gosh. We got dual sports going on here. 1-2. Swinging a liner to left, foul.
That kid said, I told you, coach, I don't want to run hurdles.
So we've gone from the afternoon to the evening here in Woodstown. I mean, there's barely enough light to I mean, there's enough light, but there's just barely enough of it to keep this game going for this long. I mean, if the game started at 4, 2 hours and 34 minutes.
Out here.
Oh yeah, no lights.
We're gonna need some in a minute.
They do have lights for the football field, but that wouldn't suffice
I feel like
for...
every football field in Wolverines has lights.
Yeah. Audubon brings in lights from a third party. Right. Foul into somebody's backyard. I think the longest 7-inning broadcast I've had this year was Woodstown and Pittman.
Oh, well, now it's Woodstown and Overbrook.
And Overbrook. But I think that was because I started the broadcast like 10 or 15 minutes before the game, and we also had to wait a little while to get the post game. So.
Oh God, we have a post game too.
Yeah, you'll be.
I'll be in the car.
Here's a fly ball popped up, and it is caught. Nice play at short. Out there by Schmidt, and the inning is over. Schmidt's had a couple good defensive plays this afternoon, but we're on the home stretch here in Woodstown. 7-4 Wolverines. It's almost over. We're in the top of the 7th.
Don't say that, because if they score 3 runs,
Yeah.
and
Overbrook would have to score 3 to tie this game, and the first pitch from Dante Holmes is a strike to McGarvey.
no way that the track meet ended before the baseball game.
I don't know, is the track meet over?
I think it is.
There's a ball. The track meet started well after the baseball game.
Wow.
That is shocking. There's a strike on the outside corner. 1-2.
No.
1-1, sorry. Well, I thought it was 1-2. We'll have to see. It's McGarvey,
Now
E.J.
it's
Berger,
1-2.
and Eddie Buck. Now it'll be 2-2.
What?
What?
7-4. 7-4 Woodstown.
7-4 Woodstown, top of the 7th, and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a grounder foul. Swing and a miss. And McGarvey is retired on strikes. One away. So here's EJ Berger. One out, top of the 7th, Dante Holmes looking to get the pitching win. He would get the win if Woodstown hangs on, considering that he was the pitcher when Woodstown scored the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 6th. 0-1.
Can you happen to see the score right there?
7-4 Woodstown.
Thanks.
A lot of the folks passing by. Yeah, the scoreboard, not a whole lot of people can see it from here. 1-1. There's the ball. 2-1. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the wind has died down a little bit. Two one. Here's the ground ball, base hit in the left. Picked up by Knorr, and we have ourselves a one-out base runner for Overbrook.
The wind died down and then the wind starts.
Yeah, there you go. Base hit for Berger, and here is Eddie Bupp, and it's outside.
Is it just a rain or something?
I don't know, but the clouds overhead are looking somewhat ominous, but it's like just a thin layer. Yeah, it doesn't really look like any rain is in the forecast, just overcast. Speaking of over, it's Overbrook with a runner on first. And here is a pop-up back behind the plate and foul. It comes back down to earth with a thud.
Backdrop.
Wouldn't have been in play anyway. 1-1. They're still, oh, wow. Still doing stuff out there, wow.
I don't know what they could possibly be still doing. They've run everything.
What were you counting?
No, I've been watching it. It's more interesting than the baseball game. It's taken 5 hours. There's 2 gunshots, 3 gunshots.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Wow. Somebody got upset. 1-2, swing and a miss.
Oh, no.
And Eddie Bupp is retired.
I'm so confused.
For the
Why was
second
there
out.
4 separate gunshots.
I don't know, but here we go, last out. Brahim Fowler is the last chance for Overbrook here in the top of the 7th. This one has been a long one. 2 hours and 44 minutes of a ball game in just 7 innings. Almost feels like a Phillies game. Here we go. First pitch to Fowler is a swing and a foul tip, but he did not make contact, so going to second will be Berger. A 1. Runner on second for the Rams and a pop-up. Back behind the plate and foul. 0-2. What has been a very long game. Over 3 hours, I think, on the broadcast, but it's...
It was some type of genie.
Yeah.
It's 2:59 to 30. So you got 30 seconds. Just pat that last for 30 more seconds.
Well, we'll see. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, ground ball, out to short. Pedrick boots it, and the throw is in time, and the ball game is over. Woodstown wins 7-4 over the Overbrook Rams in what was a very exciting but a very slow game. Nice back bump there by the second baseman and the Rocco string. So hey, how about it? Woodstown improves to 6-1 in the 2023 campaign. Overbrook falls to 3-4. Folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back with the Dan Wilkins Broadcasting post-game show, brought to you by Doug Does Anything, for the player that can do anything. We'll be right back after this. Matt. Ladies and gentlemen, our player of the game is Brent Williams, presented by Doug Does Anything for the player that can do anything. Great performance today and a great team win. 7-4 Woodstown wins over Overbrook. 8 strikeouts on the mound and a couple of RBIs at the dish as well, getting a total of a 1 for 2, but technically because of a walk and an error. It was a very complicated game.
Yeah.
How'd you guys feel overall today?
It felt good. I mean, struggled a little bit offensively until like the last little bit, but we just started putting the ball in play and we started making errors. That's all we really needed.
A lot of errors. I mean, on
Yeah.
both sides. Really, it was not really a great game for defense, but you guys were able to overcome that.
Yeah.
Overbrook scored 4 runs. All of them were either on errors or wild pitches. So, with that being a bit of a challenge for you guys, how are you guys able to overcome that?
We just need to got first strikes. Honestly, just can't throw pass balls with people on base. Got first strikes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fundamental part of the game, but you guys were able to overcome it today with a 3-run bottom of the 6th inning. Definitely a slow-moving ball game, about 3 hours long from start to finish. I mean, my goodness, it was a real dragger, but yeah, I mean, you guys were really doing well out there, whether it was on defense, you know, maybe occasionally a couple blips there, but not a huge problem. But you on the mound 8 strikeouts today. How'd you feel pitching-wise?
I was a little tight in the beginning, but then I started loosening up. Found my curveball, and yeah, felt pretty good overall.
All right, well, thank you, Brent. Player of the game presented by Doug Does Anything. Folks, the final today, Woodstown 7, Overbrook 4. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Sterling and Audubon here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. From everybody at our crew, my producer Matt Wagner, and our graphics crew Gavin Van Rel and Caleb Lane, I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you tomorrow.